Let's do it. Okay, so,
How do you do this?
We won't
Walk
need it
in,
if he doesn't.
no, because it could be members from the public.
You walk in, it's just,
So right now, COS is participants,
Yep.
can't tell you, but if there was other people logged in, I can't tell you. This is where people are gonna like raise their hand, public comment stuff. Sometimes people are in here that are members of the board, and you click on them and you promote them to a panelist, and then they'll show up over here. So there's John Harvey.
Oh, there's John Harvey.
how was the weather?
Oh, yeah.
How was the weather?
In the oral communications. we like to attend these pictures, so I usually just leave the screen.
Okay.
Very different than.
Yeah. Maybe it's just Brad, wait.
Sort of much more agile.
Oh, that's.
They could be-
For a cup of tea.
What about
Hi,
Mexico?
John.
Hello,
Hello. Where are you?
I'm actually home right now, but I'm going back in the morning.
Gotcha. I didn't email him that one. I'm gonna email you the survey stuff.
I know, I got the survey stuff.
You? From today, you have the stuff today?
Oh, no, I just the stuff you sent the other day.
Oh, here comes Brian.
All right.
Don't worry, Brian, we just started. Email John James.
Let me go grab a laptop so that we're on the same thing.
I'll tell you. Yeah. You wanna-
Diver.john
Oh, right,
at Comcast.
there he is. That one on the Steve. Anybody on there?
So you always have all that background noise,
Yeah.
like you can mute them. And I don't think you can ask them, but you can't unmute, but you can ask. But so you can open it up.
Okay, we're open. Can we open? Just
Open the
that.
meeting, well, yeah, just read the top of that.
Welcome to, public is welcome to attend the meeting, reading the top of that, yep. We have a Zoom link, so we start with the oral communications.
There is nobody on, there's nobody remote for oral communication, and there's nobody here, so, right. Move along.
And doesn't turn up yet. I'm sure everybody read the minutes from last meeting.
Yep.
Those first.
So yes, you'll entertain a motion to.
Approve the minutes and
Approve the
motion to
minutes.
approve the minutes. Keep going.
I will.
Okay.
Oh, I'm nervous, you know.
You got it.
Big shoes to fill, my man.
I'll second the motion to approve the minutes.
And do we have to do a roll call?
We do have to do a roll call,
All
so there's probably no discussion for this, but you
Yeah.
would generally have a discussion. So roll call vote.
John? Is he muted?
Yeah. I muted you, John.
We're just approving the minutes from the last meeting.
give us a thumbs up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. There you go.
Okay. Some say it muted itself, I don't know how.
Bill?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Karen, welcome. Yes. Dottie, yes. Brian?
Yes.
So
Okay.
then, just
yeah.
for, since Leslie goes back and scribes a minute, so after each thing, it's helpful if you just say,
Eight
motion
in
passed, 8 in
favor,
favor, 0 opposed.
Zero opposed, yep.
And then when you guys are, she asked if you, while you're, make a motion, like, in second, just kind of maybe put your hand up or something, cause it's sometimes. it's kinda
Yeah,
hard to-
usually I'll, when I make a motion to do something, I'll say,
Who did it?
motion,
Yeah.
motion was made and, Peter or Bob seconded it, so that way it's,
Yes, that's.
yeah, makes it a little bit more clear.
All
I'll
right.
get you.
Okay. So the big one tonight is continuation of the discussion of the launch service and fees associated with the launch service. So we did send out a survey. Thanks for everybody that weighed in on questions, good questions there. All in all, in general, people are really happy with the launch. really happy with the launch. It's a service people really, really like. I highlighted on the very front page here, how often on average do people use the launch? It's really split 50-50. Under a dozen times and over a dozen times, which was really funny that it came out that way. Season pass holders of the respondents, right now we're up to 60. This is 58 as of this afternoon. 2 people have answered. They must have seen we were having a meeting. Are you a pass holder? So 55% of the 50, there were 56 respondents saying yes. But the interesting thing is, would you consider the season pass a benefit? 80% said yes.
Yes.
That would beg more questions, really. And then what factors influence the decision? I went deeper into this on the second page. The breakdown of non-season pass holders and season pass holders. So the non-season pass holders, 32% of them said they have no other alternative. 52% for convenience, 28% cost, which for non-pass holders, I would have expected cost to be the number one, but it really wasn't. Of the 31 season pass holders that responded, and keeping in mind 40 people bought passes last year, so we're only missing 9 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, 38% said no alternative, 55% said for convenience, and 32% said cost. Same. So that would be cost in favor rather than maybe cost as a negative. In that non-season pass holder group, there are 9 people that use it in that category of 1 to 5 times. So those 9 people, which is, 20% of the group, would be out quite a lot.
Yeah.
For a mandatory 350 season pass holder. 9 were 6 to 12. Still, it's a tough, if we think of if you're bringing crew, I think Peter did the numbers, it was about 16 was sort of the break even on a $350 pass.
Have it sometime.
16 with a
Yeah.
crew member. So, those people are also, the season pass for them would be a stretch for the number of times they use it. Interesting, in that group, 6 people use it way more than 13 times and don't buy a pass. Naughty. And then the season pass holders, 7 people, 6 to 12 times. We could lose those people to a different pricing structure. The majority of that group is using the launch quite a lot. And your guys, Chad, probably know that, right? Know who those people are.
Yeah. We have some people that use it every day.
Yeah. So, that the third page isn't really, the pricing is the bringing crew, most people, out of everybody that answered, 56 people, only 5 people said they never bring crew with them or have people meet them out there. Oh no, 16 said never. Most everyone said they bring 1 to 3 or meet 1 to 3 out there. You guys finding that yeah.
Yeah.
So all of these comments at the end of it, and I can share the responses all the way through the actuals. These all had something to do with cost in general. That definitely was, from all the way, I think the 350 is the best deal ever to it's way too expensive, keep it at $5 a ride. So cost is out, even though people didn't say that was one of the, their number one issue for a pass, the comments kind of shook out as, a pricing being an issue. And then, yeah, the last page, the survey sort of did point towards an opportunity for different pricing structures. I talked with TJ and Chad and a couple of people about what what that might be. One of the answers, one of the questions in the survey was, would you be interested in buying a book of rides, say 10 or 15 or 20? And many people said yes or maybe.
Which after looking at all this, I really think that that might be something that we would pursue as well.
Yeah,
Other things too, like special events like Schooner Festival, we could like, they would probably end up just like Maritime Gloucester, the Schooner Festival Committee would probably end up buying a bunch of books.
Right.
And then just giving them out to captains, like the tickets. So I kind of really like that as well. Just thinking outside the box
What
here.
happens to the fifth passenger who comes to the dock to go out and get on a boat?
They pay, you know, $5
I don't think it happens.
each way. It doesn't it very rarely,
If
it
at
very
all.
rarely happens.
They all go out with the skipper?
Yeah, we don't, usually don't see that too
Yeah,
much.
very rarely, I mean,
Is there an extra person and, you know, we don't really get a ton of
I
that.
can't think of the time I was running along, so I
I
had
can't
5
either,
for
that I
one
had
boat.
5,
Just a hypothetical.
Yeah.
Which is can
a
happen.
negligible amount.
It doesn't seem that doing away with and some sort of paid one-off trip is that's feasible. There's too many. There are too many different things that happen out there that we would, you know, that it would make sense to do away with a day trip fee
Yes.
altogether.
But doing away with the cash transaction on the boat. Just, nobody pays driver and no transaction with the driver.
See, I think at the end of the day, thinking about it, at first I was all for it, but thinking about it, hypothetically. I got a boat in the inner harbor, I pay Beacon $1,200 a year to keep my skiff. And late August, my skiff motor blows up. No one's working, you know, I can't get a new skiff. I'm either gonna, am I gonna pay $350 for my last 2 weekends? Or am I gonna pay a day trip, or, you know, I get, another thing that happens, we get a random engineer that comes down to the dock. Hey, I've gotta go out to so-and-so's
Random is the term.
boat, but it does happen, so do away with it
Random mechanics
completely,
that come here and
I
say-
think it'd be tough.
If you have a diesel engineer who's willing to come out to your boat and fix it, you're so lucky.
They do, it
It
happens.
happens all the time, right?
Boy, never been able to get one. I've always had to go back to Maine to.
Yeah, no, it does happen, so I think
I
you're
feel
right, we can't, you can't discuss
call
it
me.
Yeah.
one-time pass.
No, but I have diesel engines.
John, I emailed you the
guys.
stuff that we're looking at here and this.
Good to know.
I am looking at it now, yep.
Okay, great, yep, so on the back page, I love spreadsheets, so I ran a couple of scenarios. So in the 23 season, 40 people bought a pass, that's $14,000. When we were talking about, you know, just making it mandatory, you know, 56 people, you know, responded to the, if all 56 of those people bought a season pass, it still doesn't even come close to covering the cost of a launch, right? It's $40,000 to $45,000 a year, according to these guys.
And just salary.
Not blown, we don't know what the all-in. operating
Yeah, we
cost is.
do, I got the
Yeah,
numbers.
that was where it came from, 40
Yeah.
to 45, if nothing goes wrong.
Per boat? or
No,
for
so-
No, in
everyone?
total.
No, so I got it right here, so if you don't mind, it's $45,000 in salary, in pay. 140 days at 14 hours a day, that's Memorial Day to Labor Day.
And running 2 boats on weekends.
And that's 2 guys that's running 2 boats on the weekend, so it's $45,000 in employee pay. It's $3,500 in maintenance, and that's only including regular maintenance, haul out, winterization, shrink wrap for both boats, that's no repairs at all. It's around $3,000 in fuel. So you're looking at right around 50,000 if nothing goes wrong.
So why don't we add 10% just that's a one if number?
Yeah,
Now you gotta throw something in there.
10%.
Yeah.
So what's that, $2,500?
And last year, between day trip and
50
passes,
times 5,000.
5,000.
You're 45, what, just. We just run 50,000, 10% of that is 5,000.
last year, between passes sold and day trips, the launch revenue was 15,900. So a couple of scenarios. That's not like one or the other. We have the ability to talk over anything, but I looked at increasing the, yeah,
That number is a little skewed because we also add
We got
for our transient moorings, when we raised a transient mooring for our bookkeeping.
Yes.
The
We added-
reason why we went up was, I think,
no, it was ten.
$10.
$10 to include the launch. That was 1,200
Because I-
stays, so add 12,000 to that
Yeah.
number.
okay.
So that's.
So the number does, it's still
It's still
not
low,
close, but
so,
it's still
so
better than
you
that
should,
sounds.
originally,
60,000, 6,000,
Do you just go by percent?
60 days?
no, so when we increased the transient mooring fee by $10 1 year to
To what?
include the launch service with it.
So
so
what number,
if-
what's the number?
1,200 reservations last
So
year,
what's the amount you charge for, is it $60?
$60.
No, it's nothing over that, okay.
No, and this was 40 to 50, not 50 to 60, because that
So
was
how,
like.
how much of that do you?
So if you said, so originally when we raised it from 40 to 50, we said the 10 was getting added because we're adding the launch.
Right.
And then we went from 50 to 60 because we added the showers. Okay, so if you say $10 times 1,200 reservations, that's 12 grand. So you should really add that to the launch number.
Right.
So now
So
it's,
more
you know,
close
now,
like 27.
now it's like 27, so we're halfway there.
So you're talking about, if you have if you were doing a pricing analysis, you make it 60,000 annual
Cost,
cost, yeah,
Yeah.
total. Just-
and we're like halfway there.
Yeah,
We couldn't take another $5 out of the transient.
Raise the fee.
65.
Well, no, leave it the
I'd rather
same.
go with that, but
I'm just thinking. out
Well, the
loud.
money's not
Well-
coming or going, something balanced
Right,
like that,
it's-
we're just.
We're just saying that part is, but there you go, because I think this will shake out to raising the, so this cost revenue number one here, sort of 1/4 down the page. That's raising the day fee to $7 from $5.
What do you mean cost per revenue?
I just titled it because I didn't know what else
Cost
to
and
title
revenue
it.
are the opposites.
Yeah, cost and revenue, whatever. Increasing the transient by $5. And then I just did some numbers on books. So a book of 10 rides, $68 comes out to $6.80, a discount from the day rate. If the day rate was 7, a book of 10 gives you a bit of a discount. A book of 20, $130 gets you a $6.50, gets you down to $6.50 a ride. That revenue, you know, just sort of guessing at what people might buy, not stuff given away or anything like that. I'll just add back in the 12,000, so
I
it-
think we should, because.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
That brings the revenue to 35,310. It's $7,400 increase, not knowing how many books would be sold above what we're taking in now.
Would you have any concern that people would try to beat the system again and start doing the numbers and say,
You're always gonna have
you know,
somebody
we
beat it a
had
little
31
bit.
season pass holders that bought that 40 of them purchased, you know, the season pass, but only 22 did more than 20 times. So if they do the numbers and say, well, I'll just buy a book of 20, see how much I'll go out, haven't spent, so you're gonna lose the 350.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna get some
ticket.
tickets. Then they're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna buy a book of 10, book of 20. I would do that. If I was like, didn't know anything about this and I was.
I think the hope's going that you buy the book of 10 and halfway through the season, you realize, oh crap. Because now a book of 10, it's only 5 rounds. It's only 5
Right, but
trips to
you
your
can-
boat.
you
It's
can
only
buy
5
more-
days on your
You can
boat.
buy more and more books.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you can keep
Right,
buying.
so that's
That's
what I'm
kind of
saying,
the
some
hope.
people,
Yeah.
you might, so obviously, if
They
I'm
might.
not wrong, we're gonna maybe lose some 350s by
We may lose some
playing the games
350s,
with
yeah.
them.
But I think we gain on the other end of the guy that has to buy,
But
that
you
tries to
get-
play the system
Yeah.
and realizes,
Right.
oh, I had to buy 4
It
books
might
this
just be
season.
something you have to play out and see how it
Let's
works.
talk at it one at a time for the minutes. Stuff.
We gotta talk one at a time?
Yeah.
Sorry
one
about
person
that.
at a time. It's confusing when you look at the video and try to do the minutes.
Yeah.
One point. Tickets have to be 1-year tickets. They expire at the end of the year.
We would reprint each year, yes.
No, it's not, no, it's the money you'll make is the rounding error. It's the unused tickets is very valuable. So if you sell 10 tickets and somebody goes out 8 times, we make the 2, we still get the money for
Correct.
2
Yeah.
tickets.
And
And
for
they
the,
do not,
for the season only.
I mean, that's
They'll
how,
expire at the end of the season.
Yeah, tickets too. we
you know,
would expire.
American Express works, right?
Right.
It's the rounding error, it's
Yeah.
the float. So you wanna carry your float. Not mean boat float.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we would do it just like the season pass, we change the colors every year, the book of tickets or the season pass is only good for that year. That's
And
it,
what's the minimum number of rides we're figuring, 5? 10 tickets?
it's 5 round trips
We
For
have
one person,
no, we have
nobody
quite a
goes
for
few.
one
people-
person.
So no
We
one
have-
goes alone, so that's too small a book, make it a 10 ticket, make it double the size of the book.
So you need a 20.
We had quite a few people in the survey that said they use the launch 1 to 5 season,
With one person.
right?
Nobody, they don't have any friends?
I have no idea if they have friends
Some
or
people
not.
pick people up at other landings and stuff, you know.
One of the comments in there was, that would be
Yeah, right.
great, because I could buy a book for my crew.
Yes.
You know, so what, that was you today,
Yeah.
or somebody today said to me, I'm in Maine with my pass, but my brother wants to use my boat. They have to buy a day pass, right? They can't go get the pass.
But
They
you
have-
give them a ticket.
You would give them a book of tickets, right?
Or just a ticket, they don't need.
Yeah,
the book.
exactly, yeah.
So it's transferable. So whoever uses your
Ticket's a
boat.
ticket's a ticket, you know,
Yeah, but whoever uses, it's much more convenient.
sure.
So if you wanna loan your boat to a friend, just give a ticket or 2 tickets.
Yeah.
That works out real well.
So I think, and to your point, this would be it's a big messaging opportunity to say, it costs us quite a lot to run the launch. What we've heard is that it's an incredible service, people really like it. And the plus, what we were talking about right now, the season ticket says once a day. So we would eliminate that, give it a plus on the $350 season pass. It's unlimited, as many trips as you want for 4 people out there, right? And then add in the books of tickets so that people have some pricing points for how much they use the
So you still have
launch.
a problem with, so all 4 have to go out at the same time. So if you're gonna go out to your boat, clean it up and get ready with your spouse, then your guests are gonna come. An hour later, does that ticket, they still get, that's 4, right?
Yeah, and the launch drivers know they know
Yeah,
them, so
it's not a foolproof system, but if Bob goes out to his boat, the launch guys know Bob. It's the same people, it's not like, it's not the
No, but you
transients.
gotta think it through.
Yeah, so like, and then you're like, hey, I got 3 more people coming out, they're gonna be at the dock in an hour, they know that, and they know they're going to your
Right.
boat, and it's, you know what I mean, we
I
don't, that's,
suggest a sticker.
Yeah.
On the boat. An annual sticker that says this boat is a.
some people don't want to stick things on their boat.
yeah, and it's, and,
Well, they stick all this stuff, they stick Coast Guard stuff,
yeah, it's,
Approval
that's
boats,
too, that the pass is better because, I mean, I don't know how many times you pull up to a boat, you don't pull up to the back of the boat, it's windy. The Hurricane 2 just rolled in and there's a 6-foot swell coming at you, trying to check the sticker on the boat, I like the pass, you get on the boat, you're like, hey,
Physical pass.
physical pass.
Is very good, because you just give it, you can leave it, you have, launch drivers have to have certain amount of intelligence.
They have some,
level.
yeah.
They're real good.
Yeah.
They have the same crew.
So is this something that's gonna have to go to city council, cause it's really.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Oh, yeah,
For the tickets?
If we change, yeah, I mean,
change pricing.
because because the tickets are at a different price.
It's also-
If we left it at $5, if we just did a book of tickets right now and kept the 350 season pass, no, because we're not changing anything, we're just changing the mechanism of.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah,
So we're gonna.
if we change the monetary fee,
Then yeah.
it's gotta go to council.
Yeah.
There's a lot of a lot of different fee structures here. 680, 650, 7, so yeah, that's all gonna get.
Okay.
So we have to build a model to go to the city and say, this is the model on an Excel spreadsheet. And
Not
this is
necessarily,
what,
not necessarily, I mean, you can
No, but
use
we-
this data right here.
we don't wanna make the same mistake we made. We don't wanna duplicate it by underpricing our product.
Sure,
And then having to go back to the city and say, oh, guess what, we underpriced. What we're basically doing here is trying to fix the underpricing of the $5 ride. And so you want having a piece of paper that shows, so that, we're self-propelling, we're self-funding. And this is what it's gonna cost us to meet our nuts around 60,000. And,
the
but we
one of
have
the,
that
one of the issues was that the $5 was so inexpensive that there was a disincentive to buy a season pass, so.
That's how we got
There's-
here.
That's how we got here. So there's some price point that makes, the season pass a more viable option and a book a more viable option.
So you also have to add the printing of the books and things like.
Yeah, I priced out some of them. It looks like you could do 100 books of 10 for like $2.47 a piece.
Yeah, it's pretty
And that's
cheap.
just an online kind of thing. So I don't think that's a big,
Can
yeah.
we sell ads on the launch, on the side of the boat?
I wish.
Supported by Big Ben Savings.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna get there, don't worry.
A lot of people I talk to don't realize what it costs to.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize, so when they found what it does cost, they're like, oh yeah, we don't think that's a good price.
So we haven't even, what isn't in that number is the debt service on that. We don't own that boat outright either. There's a loan author boat too, so that's another probably $15,000 a year for the next.
Well,
however
that's
many
even
years.
more than 60,000.
Yeah,
A lot
So
of
we're
people
at
just think the
60,000.
city's paying.
I don't know what the loan service is on that boat. I don't know how it was amortized. I think I don't know how the city ventures debt like that.
So I
I
think-
can find out, but that's more money as well, but you know,
You gotta have everything in there, otherwise you can't, you go to the city and say, oh, we made a mistake.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to avoid, and we're better off on not having a high. To allow some.
sure.
We're not gonna close.
We're
the
never gonna
gap.
close that
It's
gap.
not gonna be a
So how are we gonna pay,
profitable.
how are we gonna pay it?
Well, it gets paid out of the enterprise fund is behold of all kinds of stuff. I mean,
I mean, they willing to cover our,
well, it's all comes out of our fund anyways, but our fund, the enterprise fund is comprised of mooring permit fees, transient moorings, boat excise tax,
yeah,
10A temporary float fee, and then miscellaneous revenue like fines, tickets and so on. That's it. There is no, and then all of this stuff is paid for out of one pot. It's not broken
our
down.
model, we should have a model that shows that what we're doing makes sense. That we're not underpriced, the big thing is make sure we do not underprice, and if we do underprice, we have to figure out some other way around. So you're headed quickly towards 70,000 now.
Yeah, you're never gonna close that
We're
gap.
never gonna
It's
close
just
that
not
gap.
gonna happen.
We should know what the gaps, we should be able to forecast gap, we have to have a target, right, that's what I'm saying.
So here's the problem right
Weather.
now. We have
That's correct. So you
reservations.
figure out what that variation, look at the weather patterns, and you say,
Right.
this is what the average weather pattern is.
Yeah.
That's a decision point right now. Do we, leave it exactly the way it is right now and keep researching? Or do we try to close some of this gap? In my mind, having the 1,200 transient nights. Have some of this, and the mooring holders pick up some of this to close some of the gap. The launch is going to be lost, no matter what.
And it
We're
was
not
bought
closing
by
it.
the city. They knew it was a loss when they first
Right.
got it. They knew
Yeah,
this.
we did.
This
I
was
didn't know
always.
you had that wiggle room.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
So-
Phil was here. He
So I
knows
was
this.
throwing $5 on the mooring rentals just for that.
This was a great experiment back then.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd throw in the extra $5, make it a $65 per night mooring rental,
That's what they started at.
It's still a good deal.
65.
you know.
Right.
It's-
But people in Maine are gonna say, I paid $30.
Well,
There's no
okay.
place-
Depends on where you come from.
Yeah, it
There's
does.
there's no place in
And people
Maine.
in that.
I mean, we're not in a shortage of
also
selling
right.
moorings. When it's
No,
busy, it's
no,
busy.
It also goes up to
Mooring goes
150
for-
a foot and then
Yeah.
depending on the size.
I
of the
looked,
boat.
remember I looked at the whole coast a year or so ago, there's nothing much under $60 anymore.
No.
You go.
Not
to-
with all three amenities.
You go to Camden and, you pay by the foot for the moorings, it's
Right.
expensive.
So I'm just gonna put it out there, like if we need everybody to go around and just say, yes, we can close this, and I spoke with the administration, if we can come up with something to present to them from this meeting, they will get it through for us.
Okay.
They'll get it through. But if we're gonna delay it, then we're gonna need to either write books at $5
Or not, I mean,
or not keep
not,
it
just keep
exactly
doing
the
what
way
we're
it
doing.
is, but.
But we need a presentation.
the presentation is me just explaining the gap. It's like a
Doing
big-
an oral presentation.
Yeah,
on
it's
this?
not, there's no
I
time.
know.
I mean, if there was a PowerPoint presentation for everything that got changed in the
No,
city,
no, I'm
the
not talking
meetings
about
would be 100
PowerPoint, I'm
years
talking about a
long.
piece of paper.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's just, and then I go on and explain, how we got here.
Yep.
This is
we raised, it's very simple. We raised the, season to, 350. Here's the cost of the launch. We understand that we're never gonna close the gap here, but we need to make it a little more economically viable for the enterprise fund. We did a bunch of research analysis and data, sent out a Survey Monkey. Here's the prices that we came up with. Here's what we wanna raise it. We might be back next year to adjust
So
it.
that's funny.
That's
You don't want a piece of paper that says this is not a guesstimate, it's a real.
Right, no, these are, we
calculation.
have a lot of data now.
Yeah, I'm
so
saying you
it's
have to
like,
present the data.
So
Right.
Peter, with closing the gap, we could nickel and dime each little fee that we're doing, but we might be creating, like we just said, people looking to skirt the system. Might be creating a bigger gap when we're trying to close the gap we're trying
Obviously,
to.
you want to project,
No, I understand.
even if mostly internal, maybe we should, and show the city, but we need to know ourselves whether we predicted high or low. Rather than, because each year, every time we go to change them, we don't have the logic built into the last year.
Right.
To say that this was our mistake, and this is what we want to do. You really it's not very hard to put together a data, an Excel spreadsheet that one page.
Well, at the end of the day, we know we're predicting low. We know we're going into this with a loss, but we don't wanna outprice the customer either.
Well, that's the
We
thing.
don't wanna
You're
price it
creating a
so
big-
high and create a bigger problem.
Yeah, right, now you're
Well,
going the opposite way because people
I
are
don't know
skirting
how
the
you-
system.
Half a loaf's better than a loaf.
You're getting a bigger gap.
So I don't know how you
Hold on,
estimate the
one at a
cushion.
time, Steve.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's just my point. I know we're trying to close the gap, but we don't wanna create a hole in this where we're losing more money because people are skirting the system. We're trying to make it feasible where people can look at this and say, you know what? This is a good deal for me at the time to get 5 or 10
Right.
tickets. And then go from there, and if they have to repurchase them, and like you said, at the end of the season, you've got 55 people. This guy's got 2 tickets, that person has 4 tickets, so you've got all these extra tickets kicking around launched and, so you can't predict that, so.
Not really. It
Yeah.
rained every single weekend last summer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We were off
until
300.
August.
We were off
So your
300
predictions,
rentals.
your prediction ends up being wrong, but you wanna know that. It's like, what I said the last meeting is we're a business. We wanna run it like a business.
So I'm just gonna ask
As
you
a
a
very
question.
successful business. And we should,
So yes, we're a business, but no, we're not a business.
Right, kind of, yeah.
well,
We're public service.
So
yes.
just really quick, when the mention of the launch and they knew it was gonna be a loss, it's an overall benefit to the city.
Yes.
Because of the tourism piece,
provided
that it's a provided service. So yes, it's a very big benefit to the rest of the city at the expense of the enterprise fund. So it's not like a true break even profit business. They're bringing all these people in and bringing them ashore is more a bigger picture to the city than it is to us.
I mean, it could be,
It's a loss leader to attract people to the transients.
Exactly what.
Yeah, correct.
I'm gonna stop everybody right here. Peter, do you think it's worth trying to get to numbers tonight to get to city council?
no, you'd have to do, when are we going to?
Do we have enough data
Yes,
to price?
we have enough data to price
Okay.
it out.
Do we have enough data?
Yes.
Do we want to do this exercise tonight to try to get
Yes.
Let's do
something
it.
to
Yes.
city council?
Well, the thing is too, is if we bounce this up to city council, we can rehash it back up at budget and finance.
That's right.
So if we go up to budget and finance with the numbers that we present, and then TJ, if we find a pickup from now till then, we can represent it back up there with skewed numbers and they can approve. Whatever we present tonight is not rock solid when it goes up to council. They can skew it one way or the other, so we gotta present something.
It's gonna happen soon. If we're gonna do it this year, it
Yeah.
literally has to happen tonight.
Well, that's happening tonight, that's it.
Because the way the city council.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to. If we don't agree if we need more data, we need
Well,
more time, we
but
we have
table it
more
for
data.
now.
So I'm beginning I'm
Yeah.
beginning to get a hang of how this thing works. There's a lot of sloshing going on. And there's funds here and there. But just for ourselves, we should have that rigor done, even if it just stays in-house. We know what we're doing. We don't get ourselves in the hole, we don't make a mistake. But a little extra, it's not very hard to do this. I'm happy to work on it. And you just know what your costs are. Nonprofits have to do this as well as profit, but it doesn't mean your business doesn't mean being a profitable business. It just means having your numbers worked out at the end of the year.
Thanks.
But
TJ is done.
yes, We just wanna know. what we're talking
Send that
about,
to
that's
Peter,
all.
please.
Where's it going? Okay. What's this? I can't read this.
It's the fiscal or budget for
The whole city?
waterways,
For who?
waterways,
What?
waterways.
Oh, okay. Well, my brain is slow. My eyes are tired. And my mouth is
Do we
running.
wanna start at 7-ish? Do we wanna
So-
discuss that, sort of this kind of, 10 and 20, only 20? Do we wanna start at that 5 to something so that the season pass?
So
seems like
what would a book of 20 cost?
a book of 20 would cost, in that scenario where it's a $7 day pass, a book of 20 would cost $130 or
Okay.
$6.50 a ride,
Right, and so you're saving,
50 cents
Wait, you said a $7 day pass or $7 per trip?
per trip.
Right now it's
Yeah.
5.
Right
But-
now it's 5.
But you
Yeah,
can't
let's
get
do
on the
that.
launch with cash. You need to have a ticket to get on.
No,
the
no,
launch.
what Chad is saying
You
is we
still have to have
can't
cash.
You can still
dismantle.
have instead of a $5 trip to your boat, it's gonna be a 7. We can't, we'll take a beating if we can't do that, we'll end up giving free rides.
Yeah.
So make
Sure enough.
Make it 10, don't make it 7, make it 10.
Well, that goes back to the whole.
That's the behavior we wanna get rid of.
Right, and that goes to
That's
my
what
point
we're
of
here
making
for.
making an incentive for the season holders would
Where's
suggest a higher day fee.
the
And then the
benefit?
books be a better deal.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
but we wanna be able to say to people, why are you know, council, why are you doing this? This is a lot of money. You say, we're trying to eliminate the handling of cash on the boat. That's a big
right,
plus.
all those things,
And
once
if
we
you're
come
gonna
up, yeah.
Yeah.
Want us to
that's-
handle cash on the boat, gotta pay a lot extra just to
Right.
have a guy on the boat with a little, change maker. I mean, it's.
Chad, do you see any issue with anybody that would need to pay? Out, just those sort of random people that wouldn't be, would $10 be like, are
I
you
don't think so, I
freaking
mean, I
kidding
think,
me?
I don't, like I said, that's the random diesel mechanic that's coming
It's getting
down.
past to the.
They got, it's just,
Okay.
it wouldn't happen that often where it's a big
Okay.
deal.
So it's $10 per ride, $7 on the ticket.
On the
Whatever,
ticket.
whatever. her
Well, we
fee
could
is.
actually do the $10 per ride and keep the 6-ish kind of number for the tickets. That's a huge incentive.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
No, it's benefits. We talk about benefits.
Right, and then
Good.
I would limit the book of rides to the 20 ride, I wouldn't sell the 10 rides, that's only 5 trips.
Right.
It's a lot of work on our end,
That's what I agree.
reselling a 5 book, a 5 book, a 5 book.
Right,
Do a 20 book, that's 10 trips.
yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be our number one seller, I'll tell you right now.
I think so too.
And then the benefit of that is, once they go through their 10 trips, there's 6 trips left in the season, we win on 4 trips.
Right. And that is a standard business.
Well, we
thing.
don't,
Every-
we still.
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
this model,
This
Yeah.
model,
On paper,
on paper,
you know, in your brain.
yeah, I mean, if you make the cost, that is a good point. If you make the cost per cash one-offs $10 per ride.
Yeah.
Then you're incentivizing all the people that don't quite necessarily need the season pass, but also just buy a book of tickets and they're saving, perceived savings, $3 a ride,
And if at the end
And
of
the
the
season
year,
pass is how much?
$350.
$350.
if at the end of the
Yes.
So
year,
everybody's gonna buy.
One at a
2 books
time,
of
one at a
20.
time, one at a time for Leslie, who has
these
to
then,
transfer all our words to paper. Go ahead.
then at the end of the year, the guy who has a 10-book ticket and runs out of tickets, he's got 2 more days of sailing. He can pay cash.
Yeah.
yeah,
We can see it right on Facebook
So that
Marketplace
helps you,
right now.
that helps you justify not using the ticket.
Right,
Not
yep.
carrying over the ticket next year. That will kill you if you do that.
Can you?
No, you're not
can you
carrying, we don't,
calculate it
the
really
tickets,
Right.
the season,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so is
So
the passes.
40
Right.
rides is
There's like
There's
a
no
beach-
carryovers here, you can't use Fiesta tickets from last year.
No, I
Yeah.
said,
Right.
we talked about that a while
I know.
ago.
Yeah.
Just like a beach. beach
But if you have people with you, the
But you have a
big
non-resident,
differential, the big differential on the season pass to the books is if you have 4 people with you, you need 4 tickets on the boat.
right,
The season pass, you take your 4 people with your pass.
yeah,
The unlimited, any,
any number, any time, any day.
and
that's
that
the-
is the big incentive,
that's the
and
goal.
that's part of the messaging, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
season pass is a great deal, If you don't think you're gonna use it that much, start buying books of 20.
Right.
So the.
Right?
Yeah, and then you're gonna be
got it,
purchasing
what we're
multiple.
doing
So
has
that's
to
pretty
have
clear,
some
that's
benefits
right there,
to the
clear.
voter.
Yeah.
And.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
But my original thing I wrote up last time had a list of the benefits.
Right, I have
It
that.
sounds like
The-
that kind of solves it all.
Right, the next part is the messaging. The
If we
next
can
part of this
remember that.
exercise after
sell it.
city council is the messaging, right?
I have another idea, this is getting looser and, you know, I'm getting tired, more tired.
I know, but I told everybody they were only gonna be
Oh.
here for an hour.
So you can't deny a
Right.
non-Gloucester resident mooring, right? Because
If it's available.
The government, the state.
No, everyone has moorings. You can't just
It's the state, residential has nothing to do with state water.
Right, so anybody who in Massachusetts wants a mooring, they put in for a mooring, right?
And not even, you don't even have to be in Massachusetts.
But how about the tickets? If you're not,
You can buy tickets.
we'll give Gloucester people one price and
No.
No.
like the Manchester people pay twice as much.
So as it stands right now, this looks like
I'm done for the day.
$5, 60 to $65 on transient.
Oh,
And what I
65.
said to TJ is 60 is 60. 60 and 65 are kind of the same number.
Yeah.
60 to 70 is a different number. $5 on transient moorings, that's an extra $6,000. $10 per trip cost.
Yeah.
And
One.
books of 20 rides for $130 gives you a big discount at $6.50.
It's a huge discount.
$70 if you were to buy the tens.
Yeah,
So if you're coming down and you wanna buy a book of tickets, you go to Leslie and she'll sell you the tickets.
Or you can buy them right from the launch operator, just like you can a pass right
We're
now.
trying to get rid of cash operations that we both do.
Well, not.
That doesn't happen on the boat.
Yeah, just, that happens, you know, people buy season passes, you know, Leslie's not here Saturday, Sunday. Leslie's not here past 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Somebody else.
The launch operator deals with that. You wanna come down on a Saturday and you're like, hey, first ride of the year, I want a season pass. He gives you a season pass, he takes your money, he puts it in the lockbox with the form, season pass number 12. Goes to Phil Cusimano with his money in a lockbox. Monday morning,
Gets logged.
gets locked, Chad logs it, gives it to Leslie, it gets deposited into the account. Yeah. So the launch operator would be dealing with one-offs like he already is. He'd be dealing with selling season passes and ticket books. So he's already doing that now. The incentive, you're incentivized to buy ticket books over one-off rides because it's a $3 per ride discount.
Yeah.
And if you're using it more than 20 times, 15 times, whatever that number is, then buy the season pass. We're gonna give a little bonus for the season pass that you can use it more than once a day. It's an unlimited
unlimited.
situation, so there's a little give, because we
Yeah.
raised the price, which is all right. And then it's messaging to be like, hey, if you use the launch more than X amount of times, we should steer you towards the season pass. If you're using the launch, between X and X, you should buy a book of tickets. If you use the launch twice a year, bring $10 with you for each way.
Yeah, that's how it should be. It
And
should
we
be-
can
should be
message that through social media. We can message all this. The city has JPR, John Guilfoyle, which we just re-upped the contract, which the harbor master's office is on now because of public safety. So we can get that out, and I'm sure like Good Morning Gloucester and whoever else will help us message us. So I'm not worried about like getting the message out. And I think that this solves everything from an operational standpoint, because you're not overburdening punch cards and stuff that, it gets very busy.
Yeah.
So
So why don't we,
This is.
why-
is that you just gotta make a motion out of what I
yeah,
just
why don't
said.
you give me the numbers on what we're gonna do?
Here it
I'll
is.
make it into a motion, and
Yep,
then we can have a
it's-
discussion. If we gotta change it, we can amend them.
It's increasing the transient fee from 60 to 65.
Transient,
It's
Per night.
increasing the per trip cost to $10.
per trip. To 10.
It's creating books of 20 rides for $130.
Right, book. 10 for, how much? Oh, for 20,
130.
so 20, I'm sorry.
20 for 130.
Okay,
And it's eliminating the cap on rides on the season pass. It's an unlimited pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. It's perfect.
I'll throw one more thing out there because I was asked and I've been asked, and I'm sure Chad's been asked. I'm obviously pro this, and it's tough to throw
throw out in a loss situation, but there are permit structures in the city of Gloucester now, like the shellfish permit, that offers a discount for veterans. So I'll throw that out. If we were interested in that, doesn't have to happen. I've been asked a couple times. City's done that a few different ways. I don't know how many veterans were riding this thing. But if it's something we'd want to throw out there, I'm a veteran, Chad's a veteran. We have a lot of veterans in our office. We're very pro-veteran.
I like it.
It doesn't have to be a huge discount, but I think it probably should be something, maybe $50 off the season pass.
Being in the Coast Guard means you're a veteran?
I'm not gonna. Yes. Yeah, so it's up to, I don't know, I just throwing it out there.
Steve,
We'll vote
No, I
on,
love it. I think
can
we should do
we
it.
add that, a discount in?
we're gonna do each
once
one of
we
these
get through?
individually.
Once we get through, can we add a discount in,
Oh,
like
we're
at
gonna do-
Auction Finance or something, or do we need to add that in?
We're gonna
tonight?
add this in tonight. So this is all going to, for this season.
Okay,
Okay.
So we're gonna do each one of these as an individual motion and discuss it real quick and then vote forward instead of cramming this all in one motion.
Yeah.
So I'll make a fee, to raise the fee from $65
From
$60 to $65 per night. For, this is a transient fee, correct?
Yes.
And I so
Yes.
move.
I'll second.
Second,
All right, so we have a discussion.
so Steve made the motion and
Either me or John, doesn't matter.
John
Yeah.
seconded.
Yeah.
Any discussion on increasing the transient per night fee from $60 to $65?
I wouldn't mind seeing that higher, but
Okay, well, we can discuss that at city council or at budget and finance if they wanna.
budget and finance, our budget and finance,
No,
or
when we go up to city council, if you wanna have TJ try to say we can go up a tick. They might lower it.
I know they might,
Well,
know, that's why,
let's-
that's why I can see that higher.
Yeah, let's, I think this is a solid number. I think if TJ goes up there
I'm not,
and
I don't wanna. Salem and Manchester and New Bedford all have amenities now.
Yeah.
It used to be, for a couple of years, it was just us. I don't wanna price us out of.
yeah.
What,
I think
what are
this-
they? Are they higher or lower? Lower.
Well, it's a skewed number because there's dockage, but you know, it's not crazy, like what you're getting for a dockage versus mooring, the numbers, it's not that much of a difference, so I don't wanna, you know, we're dealing with moorings, you're dealing with dockage. I don't think we should get too high on it. We've already raised it a couple times in the last few years. We have a lot of repeat customers and like they raise it every year.
And I think if TJ goes and says, this is a good number, they're not gonna lower it. If we get up to $70.
I think 65 is a competitive.
I like.
Yeah.
It's not
60. I
70.
like 65.
Still 60.
Alright. And we're-
Anybody else
and we're-
on-
And we're in the range that we were previously. It's not a big increase.
huge jump.
Okay,
All right, so.
Any other discussion?
No, we need-
Okay,
need to
we'll
do
take a vote on that?
Roll call, yep.
Yep. John,
yes,
Peter,
Yes.
Phil,
yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Karen.
Yes.
Donna, yes. Brian?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
So that motion passes, 8
Favor.
in favor, 0 opposed.
Correct. All right, so my next motion would be to increase the per trip. And this is for the launch. To $10 for, how do I word that?
$10 per trip,
Per trip, cash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cash.
for the cash prices.
Cash
daily,
price.
daily ride.
So I'll increase I'll make a motion to increase the per trip cash. To $10 to a $10 fee.
I move.
Second,
He
so
said he already
we have a
knows, so you
motion
don't-
to
you don't-
increase
Second it.
the per ride fee from $5 to $10. Steve made the motion, Peter seconded the motion. Discussion. Roll call vote, John,
yes,
Peter,
Yes.
Phil,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Donna, yes, Brian,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Motion passes 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
So my next motion, I move to create a book of 20 launch passes, a book of 20 launch passes for $130. And I so move.
Can we word that different?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
let's-
it's a book of 20 rides,
Okay.
a
so
book of 20
so
rides,
I'll amend that, so.
and it's
we're gonna
one
Create a
coupon
book,
per person.
create a book of 20 rides for $130 and it's one coupon per person per ride.
Yep,
And I so move.
Second.
so we have a motion to create a book of 20 rides, one ride, one coupon per person per ride. Motion's made by Steve, seconded by Bob. Any discussion?
What would 140? 140 would make it $7, would be a $3 kind of a clean savings. And I don't know if it would change the amount of ones sold, but it might make another. little bit of money.
It's still a 30% discount off the day pass.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, if you're gonna be
Yeah.
aggressive with the day pass, seems like a little bit
So
of.
this is the discussion part. Do we agree with the one to go up to 140?
Yes.
All right, so I will amend my motion.
I'm just gonna say that, so we're increasing the people that use the current ride from $5
To
all the
$7.
way to $7.
So $2 more.
$2 more
Two more.
dollars, right?
4 round trip.
And again, it's discussion, I'm not sure if I'm moving it.
No,
I was gonna get everyone
I-
else
no.
feel for that. and
This is
See
a
if,
discussion.
see if you're thinking.
I like round numbers too, but what,
Yeah,
130.
if we get the discussion and it moves, I'll amend my motion to show the
I
increase.
mean, mathematically, it's a 30% discount off the day pass. That's a
Right,
pretty
but
good
we're
deal.
increasing by 50% the day pass ride from $5 to $10.
Right.
It's still
So
an incentive.
Still a good incentive too.
So what are we thinking, 130 or 140?
140 is not
140 sounds good to
140.
me.
All right, so I'll amend my
then
motion
140.
to reflect to correct the $130 for the book of 20 passes per person. Increase to $140.
Why I didn't want
And
to
I,
put it
and
here.
I so move.
Second.
So second.
So we have a motion for a book of 20
Amendment.
rides,
Amendment.
to amend that motion from $130 to $140, seconded by Peter.
Okay, discussion. Hang on.
Now's the time.
You can discuss.
I just,
We'll throw it
we
at
have just knowing what the responses are and the people that are attached to the $5, we're going from 5 to 10. There's gonna be some holdouts that say, I'm paying the $10 come hell or high water. But, we're trying to incentivize people to do what we want them to do, which is buy season passes and buy books.
Right.
That's all I'm saying is
Still
that,
$140 is still a deal.
well, it's a deal from the increase.
Yes.
It's not a great deal from the
You
$5.
don't have to be a boat owner to buy a book of tickets.
No,
Right. But everything's gone up, so the cost of living's gone up
So
from last year, so for $5 for $2 more.
when did you buy lunch? When did 2013?
Yes.
11 years ago.
okay,
That price hasn't changed in
All
11
right.
years, if you look at it that way.
okay.
Yeah.
The amortized for the launch?
2012.
$5 has been since inception.
Yeah.
Season pass has gone up.
2012.
It's gonna be a book of
Right.
tickets.
12 years.
So
What else they
this,
started running?
so this is gonna be
Like
two votes, this is gonna be a vote for the amendment that we just made to change it to 140.
Okay.
And then we'll vote everything back in as one motion
Any other discussion on the amendment?
for 140.
All right, we are voting on the amendment from 130 to 140 on the original motion. John,
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Yes.
I think this ordinance is gonna.
Yes.
That's why I broke it
Yes.
down,
Yeah, it will be now.
and me, yes,
So 8 in favor to amend the original,
to amend
what is it called?
just to amend the motion.
Motion, that's
Now
it.
back to the original
Now we're
motion
gonna vote on the original motion.
with the increase.
With the increase. So this vote is to create a book of 20 tickets for rides at a price of $140 per book of 20 rides.
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Yes.
Karen? Donna, yes.
Yes.
Motion passes 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right, my next motion will be a motion to eliminate the cap on the season per trip pass.
The
It's worded in the.
It's not worded anywhere except on the pass.
Oh, I don't think we have to vote on that.
We just take it off the pass.
Just take it off the pass
We already printed them, but we just,
It's fine.
let the launch guys know.
and
Yeah, we'll
advertise.
just let the launch guys know.
And
and
advertise.
advertise
So we
it.
don't have to do that.
So last little bit is, do we
So my
want?
last motion would be to $50 rebate off a season pass for veterans, and I so move.
I'll second that.
So this is to create a discount for veterans on the season pass from $350 to $50.
No, no, no.
$350 to
$50.
$300.
$50 discount.
$50 discount. Steve made the motion and Phil seconded. Any discussion?
How many veterans, what percentage of the population of veterans? Do you have any idea?
We don't know.
I think it's
They
good.
just got asked.
They fluctuate, people come,
No Coast
people
Guard
go.
people, according to you, so not a lot.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble.
Not veterans when it was a firearm, back when firearms.
He's right.
What?
Yeah, he's
No, it's
right.
not.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's
Buddy,
not-
I'm
that's
telling you,
wrong.
he's right.
Right.
Do you want me to bring down the whole Coast Guard history from Alexander
All right.
Hamilton and the Robert Q. Carter
We're gonna
service till
take a
now?
roll call
Through the
vote.
Lighthouse Service and the US Life Saving Service and the Department of Transportation
We're
and
gonna
the exception of
have a
Homeland Security
beer
in 2003, I
while you're
don't
doing
think
it.
so.
We're gonna take a roll
Okay.
call vote on the veterans discount from 350 to, oh, John, you gotta come and share, man.
You're thinking
Come
of
on.
Merchant Mariners.
Whoops, sorry.
Yes, well, that's.
John,
Merchant Mariners.
Yeah.
discount.
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Phil,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Donna, yes, Brian?
Donate.
Yes.
All right, 8 in favor, 0 opposed. Do we need to do a discount on the books of 20 as well?
No,
No,
I think
Okay,
it's just a season pass.
I
That's
agree
good.
with
Yeah, I
that.
agree with that.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna get in the weeds. if you're
it's gonna get
discount-
brought up though,
Maybe.
because we're gonna throw this out at the veterans. Seniors are gonna come next, and we do
I know, I
have
was gonna
quite a
say
few
that.
seniors,
I was gonna say that.
not just in this room,
How about,
but that
Yeah.
are voters.
Yep.
what's a senior?
Thank you for
I
your
was gonna
service.
say that right afterwards, but I
I'm
didn't.
gonna see you in the morning.
I know, I'm just gonna say, it's gonna get brought up.
It is
Get
now.
brought up.
I never said it.
Bring up the law.
No, I don't,
Veterans and seniors, but
no, I think the seniors things is based on you that you have less money as a senior. But if you're gonna own a
So if you're
vote,
gonna vote in the morning, you're good,
Yeah.
you're all right.
yeah,
agree.
Yeah,
what'd you say?
nothing to do with money.
It
Seniors.
means just to honor the senior?
All right,
Nothing to do with
let's
money.
move along.
yeah, let's
Same
move
thing
on.
with veterans.
Everybody, thank you for weighing in on, that was my first Bill Day survey on Google, or Google Docs or whatever. It was very much fun, yeah. I can share the link to the actual, you know, the results. You can look at them. I didn't want to get everybody fishing around in there and changing things, so right now it won't matter, but it's a great tool we can use. I mean, people answered, so.
Yep.
It's a great tool we can use, and we'll write this up and we'll be able to, we need to get it to city council sooner rather than later.
Well, next mayor's report,
And then what is the
there's still a lot of
There'll be a
work here
motion
to
on
do.
the season
This has
pass.
gotta go. So the clerk's office, I mean, there's a lot of work here.
Right, let's see if
But
we
it's
can.
a-
Yeah, that's doable.
Yeah.
It's a good, it's
Well, it
a
is.
good
Motion
plan,
on the season pass.
Yes.
No, I don't think we need a motion on the
Oh.
season pass.
but it's a good, it's a good plan, TJ, it'll sell.
No, I know it's a good plan.
So everybody saw this?
Yeah,
What is it? I can't read.
whatever, it's.
I'm just gonna do a quick, a couple of people did respond about being on the subcommittees. We're going to try to have, and I'm thinking that the subcommittee meetings can take up the March meetings. So operations and finance, Brian volunteered for ops and finance. Peter, I'm assigning you to the finance committee.
Yes.
Pull the budget. We'll need one more person. Peter Young wanted to be on the other subcommittee, but I think that one is full with volunteers as
So I'm
one
gonna
of first come
substitute.
One of
first.
my on.
Subcommittee?
Would you like
No,
to be
you're on
on,
finance.
we need
Ops and
one more on
finance.
finance,
Nobody ever trusted me.
because I need to be the alternate.
It's not that I know.
You know the
about money,
history.
but I know a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
You can't be on a subcommittee, correct?
No.
You could be the alternate.
No, but I
Alternate
can,
for
I
both
mean,
of them.
obviously, I'm on the, I'm
Right.
on the board for
Okay.
economic development. I know this part, so I I can, do research, I can
But
put
as
stuff
chair, you
together, I
have-
can
you
put
can attend any
numbers
meeting you
together, I
want.
can be the alternate, I
She's
just
the
can't
alternate for
vote.
both
So
subcommittees.
I will make sure I'm involved in ops and finance.
Ah,
So standing committees, ops and finance and public facilities is Phil, Bob, and Karen. We need an alternate there, and I think Peter wanted to be on that committee, so we'll pull him
The
in
other
as
Peter.
the other Peter, right? Yeah. So, amongst yourselves, so Peter. We need one more person.
For what?
Hmm?
Budget line, but the finance,
Ops and finance
did you put me on that or no?
I did, but that's you two.
and him.
Oh,
that's
it's
three.
all right, three.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's three.
so
So who's on that
amongst
with
the
me?
three of you, decide who's the chair of that
So you'll have the
subcommittee.
two of us to reel you back in when you.
And
So
amongst the
Howard,
three of you, decide
get
who's gonna
rolling?
chair that committee.
Bob chair.
At your first meeting, you vote for who's going to be the chair of that committee.
Yeah.
At your first meeting.
I'll be the sixth, fight it out, what I said.
Two people is a quorum.
Okay, and I'm really gonna
Yes.
keep us.
Yeah.
Almost
7:01. Any
Started late.
discussion items not reasonably anticipated?
Nope.
Anybody have anything else?
Good work.
Motion
This
to
was good. I
adjourn?
didn't, it was 50-50 whether we'd actually get
You
something.
need a roll call.
We got it.
All right.
We got it.
Motion to adjourn?
So, second.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn. Second, John?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks so
Good
much.
job.
This is,
yeah, really good job.
Great job.
Have a safe trip, John.